gives me great pleasure to introduce the next award for the ATW Regional Airline of the Year. This goes to an airline and to a CEO who is thoroughly worthy of this recognition. While much of Africa's air transport industry continues to struggle, this airline stands out and really does prove what can be achieved. And its CEO is simply one of the best and most respected and dedicated people in this industry. I give you this year's Regional Airline of the Year, Ethiopian Airlines.
Operates in a challenging market, but is going from strength to strength. Ethiopian Airlines management sets very high targets, then aims to exceed them. It has a clear strategy that is based on increasing revenues, maintaining profitability, and providing excellent service. Back in 1995, Ethiopian Airlines announced plans to double its fleet, network, passenger numbers, cargo tonnage, and revenues within 5 years. It was part of an ambitious scheme called Vision 2010. With this achieved, Ethiopian has set a new plan called Vision 2025, with the goal to more than double everything. Ethiopian Airlines CEO Tewolde Gebremariam has led this transformation, building on the work of his predecessor, Gebremariam. Under Vision 2025, Ethiopian Airlines is establishing itself as an aviation group with 7 business units: International Airline, Regional Airline, Cargo, MRO, Aviation Academy, Catering Services, and Ground Services. Collectively, by 2025, these units should be generating about $10 billion in revenues. It is difficult to plan for the next quarter, let alone the next 15 years, Gebremariam joked. We call it double visioning, with one eye squarely focused on today and the other squarely focused on the future. Ethiopian's fleet is also growing at a rapid pace. 7 years ago, Ethiopian operated 14 aircraft. It now has around 70, and this is set to grow to 140 under Vision 2025. This fleet will include some of the most modern aircraft, including the Airbus A350 and Boeing 787. Likewise, its international network is set to grow from 83 to more than 100 destinations, boosting passenger numbers from 5.6 million to 18 million. Ethiopian is already Africa's largest cargo carrier, but its annual throughput is slated to rise from 200,000 to 820,000 tons. For a truly astonishing achievement that has set it apart on the African continent, this year's ATW Regional Airline of the Year award goes to Ethiopian Airlines.
To accept this award on behalf of Ethiopian Airlines, please welcome to the stage Tewolde Gebremariam and 2 of his cabin crew. Thank you.
Good evening. First of all, I would like to thank Air Transport World for recognizing our efforts in one of the most difficult operating environments in the continent of Africa. Secondly, it's a great pleasure and a special honor for me to stand before you this evening and to be among you this evening, very prominent individuals and prominent companies, aviation professionals. On behalf of the 8,500 employees of Ethiopian Airlines, highly dedicated employees, the most important strategic asset and competitive advantage of the airline for the growth, phenomenal growth that you have seen in the video. The very reason for all the achievement are the employees and the management and the corporate governance that the Ethiopian government, although it is full owner of the airline, it has a special arrangement which allows the airline to operate as an independent private company in the very unusual continent, where in the past most of the airlines that have been operating in Africa have failed mainly because of government intervention. But in our case, the Ethiopian government, in fact successive 3 governments, have all allowed the airline to operate as an independent business entity, and that is one of the reasons for its success. And the second, as I said, is the special dedication, special commitment of the management and employees, which I fully give the credit to all of them. And this awards, the award belongs to them, and I'm taking this award on their behalf. And I take this opportunity to thank them all. Operating in Africa is exceptionally difficult. The operating environment is hostile in every aspect. For instance, today, most airlines are enjoying low oil price. But unfortunately in Africa, it has not reduced in most part of Africa. 24 countries out of 54 have not reduced a single cent in oil price, in jet fuel in the continent. And this is a huge challenge for airlines based in Africa. I can continue to list a lot of difficulties and challenges operating in Africa. But then, with all these problems, here is an airline which has been serving the continent for more than 70 years in good and bad times. It is solving one of the most difficult human problems. Flying from Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire to Lomé is an hour and a half. Before we start an airline called Askai, people were flying from Abidjan to Paris and back to Lomé. An hour and a half flight travel time was taking more than 12, 13 hours. But Ethiopian Airlines has been working very hard to solve this problem in the entire continent. And today, we don't see that happening in the continent. So with all the growth and profitability, it has been serving the continent. And with our Vision 2025, we continue to serve the continent, to solve problems. It's a young continent in terms of growth and development. And with all the attention, especially coming from Asia, we think that the continent is going to grow, and the airline will continue to grow with the continent. Once again, thank you very much, and we highly appreciate the award, which encourages us to work hard and better than what we have done so far. Thank you.
Thank you, Tewolde. To present the next